actually, I don't mind dying because I'm immortal. Do you know what I mean? That's where that thinking comes from.
That's only. I think it's only something that they may feel comfortable saying, but in reality, it's
I don't know. Who knows what they feel?
no, come on. Anyone who's been inflicted with pain is still pain.
You feel it, but in terms of what they feel about the pain, what they think about it.
But that's irrelevant. You're right.
Yeah, but honestly, man, they've died giving their life because they.
But what about the victims? How do they get justice? The victims.
The one that kills.
Yes, the ones who are killed, the babies who are killed, the children who are killed. How do they get justice?
I mean, if
you think everything is just an illusion,
and you go to heaven, is that your justice? You reach heaven?
no, you're missing the point. Look, when someone dies, when someone is killed, that is not the end of it. Yes, that person who died might have a mother, might have a father, a brother, a sister, a family, children. Yes, they cannot just let this death go unpunished without justice being served. This is human nature. Yeah. What you're saying is that just completely ignore all this.
No, I'm not saying to do that.
No, I'm not saying you personally, but people who say that this is all just an illusion and this is all just spiritual, one day you're going to die anyway. I mean, to me, they are basically completely divorced from the real world, unfortunately.
No, I think, but that is the philosophy. They say that when you reach enlightenment, you realize it's an illusion, so your fear goes away, your fear of death goes away.
What about the justice? I'm telling you.
You asked that. I guess you could ask someone who's.
Well, you brought up the points. I'm assuming you know about it.
Well, that's what I've read. That's what
but you need to question this. So when I read things, I analyze it.
Yeah, I do question it. I do question it.
And then I come to the conclusion that yes, this is coherent.
Oh, yeah, no. All right.
When
fine.
somebody tells me that everything is an illusion, regardless of all the wars that happen, all the killing that goes on, all the good, all the bad, what's the point?
No.
It's just an illusion.
So just to clarify, I question it, and I don't agree with it. I think you've got to defend yourself. I'm just saying that in Hinduism, there is that concept on fundamentally of Maya, which is the world's an illusion. So when you die, you're not really dying because your soul is.
No, but the Hindus believe in reincarnation.
Yeah.
So it's not just the end for them.
Unless they're enlightened, in which case that breaks the cycle.
That's again a philosophy of Buddhism.
No, it's the same in Hinduism.
Oh yeah, because they have reincarnation and
unless you reach enlightenment, then you break the cycle.
I think the Sikhs have it as well.
The who?
The Sikhs?
I don't know actually about that.
They
believe in enlightenment as well.
They also believe in God as well. Yeah, they believe
what, sorry?
They believe in
well, so do the Hindus. Eventually, they say there's only one God.
Says they have no image.
All the others are just basically manifestation.
Yeah, I don't know enough about the Sikhs.
So I mean, I don't believe in this illusion thing. I don't believe in this reincarnation either. Right. Because I want to ask this question.
Well, you're a Muslim, so obviously it's different belief system.
Yeah, but like I said, I question. Even in Islam, even in Hinduism, when I see something, I question it, I analyze it, and I question it. So if they tell me that, okay, my karma has basically, because I've been a good person, I'll come back as a good person. Another person's karma might be bad because he's done a lot of bad things. All right, so maybe Hitler might come as a rat or something. Yes, because he's done a lot of bad things.
That's kind of what they would say.
So when you come as a vermin, yes,
what's it?
A vermin,
a vermin, yeah.
A rat. What is the best thing a rat has to do in order to become a man again?
I've read different things about that.
See, that is a question you need to ask.
I read that you go through the cycle of all the animals.
Because I really,
but it's a good and bad.
No, he means how do you increase from the rat to the next level?
I don't know. I'm not the right person to ask.
But it's reincarnation though, isn't it?
I'm not the right person to
No,
ask.
I mean, I think what he means is logically question it. Like me, if I just logically question it, it doesn't really make sense.
Well, no, you can argue that you, as an animal, you just automatically go and be an animal until you get to be human.
Yeah, okay, I get
can
that.
just say that.
No, but how do you go, what he means is how do you go from the rat to the next level? What do you do right to increase?
In the next cycle, how do you become a man?
Exactly. So that's the kind of logical questioning. No, that's fair, but that's the kind of logical questioning that he would do. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, but then someone could just argue to that, oh well, if you're an animal, then you don't have to do anything, you just die until you get to human again and then it counts.
But how do you increase? It doesn't make sense, bro.
Well, I just gave the answer.
Go on, you just die as a rat.
How did you get credit score up again?
I don't know, you probably maybe
So how are you different from all the other rats then? If you're just going to be a rat,
everyone's going to become a rat at one point and not grow up.
That means everyone who became a rat will become a human again.
Yeah.
It's not coherent.
And then when you're human, it counts again.
You're just saying logically.
Honestly, it's not coherent. To me, if something that doesn't, if God is not going to serve justice to an individual who has done a lot of evil,
that's the thing. They feel that all their souls together make up God. I mean, that's effectively what it is. There is no separate God. That's the whole thing, right?
So all the souls make up God.
Yeah, it's like all the souls are a reflection of the universal consciousness. That's how they say.
Yeah, but how
That's
does-
what the Bhagavad Gita says. That's what it says.
How is that different from pantheism, who think God is everything?
It's not really.
It's no different. There you go.
But then, there's the concept of reincarnation.
So what is down the toilet could be God. What it could be the more spiritual thing, it could be God.
Everyone believes
Come
God.
on.
Right in the toilet.
Yeah, but hang on. Everyone believes God is everywhere anyway. Well, most religions believe
As the
that.
Muslims.
Muslims don't.
You don't believe God is everywhere? Really?
Is God in hell?
No, I mean in the physical way. In the physical world.
He has control over everything.
But why only the physical world?
Knowledge.
Wait,
King of all kings.
No, that is the worst thing to say only in the physical world, because the heavens and the hell is not in the physical world.
Okay.
Okay? So for anyone to say God is not in heaven,
So you don't believe God is omnipresent?
well, not in the sense that the pantheists believe.
That he exists in everything.
God says in the Quran that is closer to you than your jugular vein. The question people ask is, how is that possible if God is not everywhere? It's basically by His knowledge. His knowledge transcends everything. Everything that you know of, everything that is physical, non-physical, it transcends everything. Because by knowledge He knows everything. He knows what is in the deepest pit, basically the blackest ant in that pit. What it does.
God is omnipresent.
Oh my God, you still
Yes, man. Omnipresent. We'll be finishing soon.
No, not only Hinduism. I think many other
Yeah,
religions believe
omnipresent.
that.
Because they see that, well, it's all an illusion anyway. So of course God is everywhere.
Well, then you're telling me God is an illusion. Honestly.
No. It means the world, the physical world is an illusion. Right? The physical world is an illusion.
Everything includes the physical world. So if God is everywhere, and if everything is illusion,
Yeah, he's talking about the toilet.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying.
everything
That's
is
not
God.
that's
you're
not what they
saying-
mean by that, obviously.
are you saying God is not in the physical world? According to their belief.
They say that God is present everywhere.
Exactly, which includes the physical world.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and if the physical world is an illusion, then God is an illusion.
In the physical
No, because
world.
God exists also outside of the
But you said in the
That's what they say.
If He, in this world,
Because God
His
is in the-
presence is an illusion.
No, but then God is also, their souls make up God. Their souls are a reflection of God.
I think you should
So.
do your homework on this. Before we speculate on somebody's
No. It makes logical sense to me.
How it does not make sense? If everything that you see in the physical
Because God
world,
is not just contained within the physical world. That's not what they're saying.
then God's existence in the physical world is an illusion.
It's not God is physical as an object. No, that's right.
No, I didn't say God is physical as an
Right,
object.
yeah.
I'm saying if everything in the physical world is an illusion, then God's existence in the physical world is an illusion. So God doesn't exist in this physical world.
No, God exists as part of the illusion. Don't you see it?
Exactly. When you say part of an illusion, that part is an illusion, which is not God doesn't exist, isn't it?
No, but it's like your soul thinks it's seeing the physical world around it, but that's not what's real. What's real is consciousness. So when they say God is in the physical world, they don't mean God is in part of that illusion. It means that when you know, everything has a sort of a nature of God inside it. That's what they're trying to say with it.
You know basically what you're trying to say? You're saying that everything you can see and perceive and touch and feel is an illusion. But what is spiritual which you cannot see, perceive and feel, that is not an illusion. You flipped it completely the other way around to what the real world is. Have you realized that? That's exactly what you've done. You've flipped the real world into something that is an illusion, and the spiritual world into something that is a real existence, which really does exist, not an illusion.
But that's what they're saying.
That's the irony. That's the biggest irony I've ever heard.
Because what they're getting at is
So
what it
far you
means
have
to
been
say.
telling all this is an illusion. That world which you do not see is not an illusion.
You would put an illusion. It might be. No, not you. It might be like the Matrix. You know?
Yeah.
It could be. That's the honestly, the Matrix is the closest idea similar to that. What I've always thought.
Yeah. And by the way,
yes.
even in the Matrix,
They have wake up.
even the
I'll give you Muhammad
the Matrix.
So that's why enlightenment would be. They'd wake up out of the Matrix.
But they don't believe in rats though.
Yeah, but anyway, I think it's the same. It's like you opening your spiritual eyes. We say this. I mean, it's the same in Islam, the same in all the religions. Because you see, religion. When you talk about religion, you need to take into account the physical and the spiritual world. You need to take into account the testimony of God and the testimony of the people that believe to be from God. This is what religion is. There is part faith, and there is part which you think about your common sense and your rationality as well. It's basically both. It's not one devoid of the other. You need to have both. You need to be in the real world, and also at the same time experience the spirituality. Islam doesn't forbid you from either one. In fact, Islam wants you to stay real. In this real world, behave well with your parents, your children, your neighbors, your surroundings. Treat your environment well. This is all to do with the physical world. You do not divorce from the physical world. You take it into account that this is part and parcel of who I am.
Well, my viewpoint is, yeah, I exist very much in the physical world. It's my personal view. But it's interesting to hear different ideas.
But you see, the most important thing is that this world that we live in is temporary. It's going to end one day. We are going to die one day. Every soul is going to taste death one day.
Everyone dies, yeah.
Yes, regardless of your faith, your belief or your disbelief, you're going to die. And this is what I'm saying. What happens after that?
For me personally, I'm okay with dying and ceasing to exist.
Do you believe in reincarnation? No, you don't? So you think do you have a purpose? Do you believe there's a purpose in life?
To live, well, to treat life as very precious. Live the best life I can.
You know, best for someone is not the best for someone else. It's subjective. So what do you mean by live best? For example, do you drink alcohol?
Yes.
Yes. Do you think that's good or bad?
I think it's okay.
Really? Yeah. Is it the best?
Iman.
You just said you live your life to the best of your ability. Do you think drinking alcohol is the best thing to do?
The best thing compared to everything else I can do?
Not compared to everything. It's one of the best things.
I don't really see it that way.
So why?
It's just for joy.
Why would you drink alcohol?
For joy.
Yeah, but joy. You can play. You can watch cartoons or you can play with the kids. Or,
I do that too.
Exactly. But you see, what you're doing with alcohol is you realize it's harming your body. It's harming your liver, for example.
That's okay.
Do you think at the expense of joy that is worth it? Sorry, at the expense of your health, it is worth having that joy?
I decide to drink an amount that I think is acceptable by my body, and I'm okay with that.
See, every alcoholic said that at one point in time.
We live in a city. We live in a city that has air pollution. Is that good for us?
Do you know what's the most cause of death in the world?
The city has air pollution. Is that good for us? But
You're not doing that
But
to
you see,
yourself.
that is not something you're doing voluntarily.
Yes,
When
you
you
can
when
choose to
you
live somewhere
listen,
else.
when you go to the supermarket and you pay for your drink and you drink it, yes, I don't go to the supermarket and buy pollution, do I?
No, but you choose to live here.
Yeah, but look, when I live here or live elsewhere, there's going to be
Some people
pollution.
can't afford to move,
What do
man.
you want me to do? Live in a dome?
You can go to a
which,
mountain.
which is
you can go to
free
a
from
mountain
pollution?
where there's no pollution.
Yeah, the nigga we just go downstairs.
Your reincarnation cycle.
You can go to the mountains. Where
Go
there's
to
no pollution.
go to the mountains. I think there's pollution even on the Everest.
No.
People climb
think
and
the
they see all the dirt
90%
on the
oxygen
The fact is, mate, not everyone can move though. Not everyone can move. So that's
You're
not
right.
forceful. So what he's trying to say is, when you're drinking alcohol, that's your choice.
Let's be realistic.
Simple.
Come on, let's
Simple.
be realistic.
But when you're living somewhere, it's not like let's say I don't agree with the pollution here. I can't just up and go, can I? It's not as simple as that. If I could, maybe I would. But the
Maybe,
fact of the
maybe.
maybe I would.
Maybe you would.
Maybe I would. But
you
the
wouldn't
fact,
definitely,
no,
but
there's
maybe.
due
You
to
make a
reasons.
choice. You
Yes,
make a
yes.
choice.
No,
So
children's
make a choice.
schools.
You
children-
make a
no.
choice.
That's harming your body
Deliberately
though, and you're
harming
drinking
your
it.
body.
Exactly.
When I make
I don't see this harming my body.
really, so you think the alcohol doesn't harm your body at
Most
all?
cause of death in the
No,
world.
but I don't. I decide not to look at it that
Just
way.
because you turn a blind eye to the damage it does to your body doesn't mean the damage is going to go away.
Biggest cause of
No, that's true.
At the time, look,
But I told you, I've accepted the amount I drink. I'm okay with that.
no, but you said, look, when
It's
you
like
said,
I smoke shisha sometimes.
You know-
That harms my body.
wait, you know why I asked you about alcohol?
Yeah, which one was that? Just clarify. Shisha.
Why,
he's
you know
a-
why I asked you about alcohol? Because you said you live your life to the best of your ability.
Yes.
Yes. To me, drinking alcohol is not part of the best of my
That's the
ability.
difference in opinion.
Do you think you said it
What's the
yourself?
most
It's the best
cause
thing.
of most cause of death? Alcohol abuse.
I don't know if that's true.
It's the biggest cause of
I
crime
don't,
in this country.
but what is alcohol abuse?
Okay,
Alcohol
so can I just sorry? What's about
It's basically the harm done from consuming alcohol. For
How
example,
much? It's not. If you just have one drink.
do you know the
But to you,
Are you
this
gonna-
much with someone with that much.
you know the NHS revenue?
For me.
The NHS revenue,
Yeah.
majority of it goes into treating alcoholic-related cases, which impact directly or indirectly by alcohol.
So do you think most people who drink alcohol are going to end up needing hospital treatment because of it?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the people who drink alcohol, they can knock someone down. They can basically
can.
harm their family. Hear me
Not
out.
that they will.
Well, maybe you should go out on Saturday night and see what happens.
That's not me.
I didn't say it was you. Why taking it
Wait, so-
personally?
no, because you asked me.
Yeah, I asked you,
whether
but you
me
already
drinking
admitted it
alcohol.
harms your body. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And if you're okay with that, that's fine.
There we go.
Well, there you go. If you're okay with harming your body deliberately, that's your prerogative, not mine. But what I'm saying
that
is
was it.
if anyone tells me that this is the way I live my life to the best of my ability, I wouldn't include alcohol in it.
That's the difference. That's fine. That's the difference of opinion.
But you wouldn't either.
I'm,
Unless you're telling me that to the best of your ability includes alcohol.
I don't think of it that way.
Why?
Because
Because you want to turn a blind eye to something that is wrong.
it's still working. We don't use convert.
So this is what I'm saying. If you're thinking consistently
Yeah.
about what is good for you as a human being, yes?
I don't.
Well, you should.
Because I decide, I know what you're trying to say. I'm not that strict about it.
No, it's not about
That's
strict.
basically what I'm saying.
It's about
I'm not
how
that
you
strict.
treat your body, which has a right over you. Your body,
It's my body.
yeah, I know, but you have
meditate,
you have a right. You have a right.
Your body.
You said you live into the
Your
best
body
of
has a
your
right
I
to
meditate my mind.
You're saying you're living your life to the best, right? Like to the best you can.
Okay.
Sorry.
You want the mic? Yeah. So what I'm saying is that this is something. Look, would you want your kids to have alcohol? Yeah. Would you want your children to have alcohol?
After a certain age, I'm okay with it.
No. When they what age is that? 14, 16? It's illegal in this country.
I started drinking when I was 16.
It's illegal in this country.
18 is illegal. No, if you go to a pub, you can have it with dinner. Pub, you can have it.
Oh, with your mom and dad,
Yeah.
but not by yourself. Okay, so it's illegal by yourself.
Indian 16.
Why do you think the government imposes ban?
It's not good for kids under a certain age, but it's
No, but
not
why?
good for their bodies.
Why is it? Why do you think your body, if it does damage to your body, it's okay? We shouldn't do damage to your children.
No, it would do damage to them. because they
And it
can
does
young
damage to yours as well. But just because you turn 18, it doesn't mean it stops damaging your body. It does damage to your body. The ban is there because at that
But
point in
I've
time,
chosen that I'm okay. Whoa, it's a heated argument.
look, what I'm saying, it's not a question to you as an individual.
When I say I want to live my life to the best of my ability, I get to choose what that means.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That is subjective.
Yes.
Yes. So, for example, if somebody
You
tells
have
me,
chosen to be a Muslim. That's a subjective choice. I know you won't say that, but it is.
no, wait. When you say it's a subjective choice, me personally, yes, I chose it based on the rationality of the religion that I believe
And
in.
I'm going to drink a little bit of alcohol based on rationality and what I feel about alcohol.
And you say that, look, if you harm your body, you have no problem with that.
You might be harming your mind by being a Muslim.
Give me an example. Wait, let's see. You made
Because
you made a
you made a claim,
statement,
you made a
you need to back it up. I can back up the alcohol claim, you back up your claim.
Or maybe you might be happier as a person if you didn't believe in God.
No, actually, I'm happier now.
I'm happy drinking alcohol.
You see, your happiness is damaging your body. You said it damages my mind. Give
Your
me the
happiness
evidence
might
for
be
that.
damaging your mind. You
Give me
might
the
be
evidence for that.
closed-minded. You might not have tried meditation ever. You might not know
Give me the evidence for what you said.
You see, no.
What you're doing
We can
now,
both
wait,
argue.
what you're doing now is speculating.
No, but we can.
In order to score points, is speculating about my mind. You don't know my mind, but I know that the doctors unanimously agree that alcohol damages your liver.
But I can speak to a group of people who are not Muslim, who are atheists, saying being a Muslim means you're stunting your intellectual development. You're stunting your intellectual development.
You know, many of the Muslims are scientists. Many of the
Many
Muslims.
non-Muslims are as well.
I'm not saying no, but you're saying you're basically hindering yourself in this advancement. What? You see, when Europe was in the Dark Ages, the Muslims had the Golden Age.
That's the point.
And they based it on the Quran. They based their scientific advancement on motivation from the Quran. So we are not hindering our minds.
No, but see, my point of view is, I'm not any religion.
I didn't say you were.
No, but
I'm
really
saying you
not-
made a statement
No, I know.
that
but
your mind,
Let me explain
you're
why.
harming your
Let
mind.
me explain why.
Yeah, go on.
Because I don't want to belong to any fixed set of thoughts.
You already do.
You're
Whether you
right.
like
You're
it or
right.
not.
You're right. I do.
Exactly.
You're right. You're right. I do. But there's no label.
That's only semantics. Whether you give it a label or not.
But that's better than having a label for me, anyway. I've decided.
But you see, what you're doing now is you're basically, you're somehow saying that the labels is what the whole discussion is about. It's not.
No,
It's
not
about
labels.
your ideologies, what you believe in.
No, it's not about it. It's the point I was trying
The
to make.
ideology that you have, it roots from the community you live in.
You've chosen to be a Muslim, so you're able to think very much from that perspective. But it automatically means you're not going to delve into other perspectives as much.
How do you know? How do you think I know about Christianity?
You
And
don't know-
about
you don't know as much
Hinduism?
about Buddhism.
And about Hinduism and Buddhism.
You said you read a little bit. You haven't tried. Have you tried meditating? Have you been to a meditation retreat? Have you really gone deep with
To
that?
me, prayer 5 times a day is a meditation.
It's not the same.
Well, it's the same for me. It is something that in Islam we call it. You know,
I'll admit I haven't prayed 5 times a day, but I have prayed.
It's the same argument you
Yeah,
just
but
made.
it's in meditation.
It's the same. He said he hasn't meditated and you haven't prayed. So
and by the way, in order to know what is a religion, I don't have to practice that religion, do I? I need to study about it. I don't need to practice it. For example, I know there is many Satanists out there. They worship the Satan. I don't need to become a Satanist to understand their religion.
Anyway,
You see what I mean?
okay, no, but the point. Let's go back to the point just before, because that's what we were talking about. You're saying, I wanted to live the best life, I'm drinking alcohol, it's bad for the body, and I'm saying, I'm making that choice. Right?
But you see, your choice is not ethical or moral. What you're saying is something for your enjoyment.
Morality is subjective. Ethics are also
So
subjective.
you don't think there's objective morality at all?
There isn't.
There isn't?
No, there isn't.
Okay.
That's why my whole universe, the big level universe, what happens to this planet, doesn't ultimately matter.
So then how do human beings adopt their morals or ethics if there's no such thing as objective morality? What are you going to use as a yardstick to say something is moral and ethical or not? How are you going to see it? Because you see, at one point in time,
We seem to do it as a combination of what we feel, love, fear, and that combined with having to live next to each other, with each other, and coming to a compromise on how we do that. That seems to be how we do it.
but if that was the case, then, there were people who basically would go to another country and say we basically are going to make them slaves and make them disciplined into being human beings, how to behave and live like human beings instead of living like savages with balls through their nose or something like that. I've heard statements like that. At that point in time, their culture and their society,
Considered they were correct.
their society believed that they are doing a favor
Yes.
to these savages,
Yeah.
yes, by basically enslaving them
Yes.
and treating them in a way that where they would then become civilized people, or eventually would do.
And
See,
today,
so you see,
today we don't see that.
yeah, I know. But you
means
see,
it's
at that, what I'm saying is that if you were living in that time, you would basically be consistent with what you believe in now. You would say, because the society does it, because everybody else thinks this way, and this is something morally right for me to leave my country, go to another country, enslave those people, colonize their wealth and their people, and bring them to civilization. You would be thinking like that. If you're going to just be based on this subjective morality.
But I said part of it was how we decide to live with each other. Part of it is our inner morality that all humans have.
All that is subjective, like you said. All that is
There's
what
some
is good.
There's some commonality.
What is
There
good for you? For example, you said alcohol is good for you. Another person will say
I
alcohol
didn't
is
say it was good for me.
Well, you said you enjoy it.
I do enjoy it.
Would you actually do something that you don't enjoy?
Nobody would do something they don't enjoy.
There you go. You drink alcohol because
But
you
I
enjoy
enjoy it. Yeah, I
you
said I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that another person would say that is bad because it harms your body.
That's their choice.
It's not about choice. I'm telling you what is good and
No,
bad.
that's their choice not to have it themselves.
Oh, you're missing the point. I'm
yeah.
saying it's subjective in the sense
yeah,
that what you think your morals are right is not the same as another individual. So how are you going to create harmony in a society where everybody has a subjective view?
Yeah, because we accept that people will make different choices about something that might harm their body, and we're okay with that, which is how we operate.
No, but that's what I'm saying. How will you? Okay, so I'll tell you what. A society at one point in time. By the way, do you think incest is right or wrong, moral or immoral? What if a society is there who basically think that it's okay to have sex with their dad or their mother or something? And the majority of them are okay with that.
They enjoy
say,
it.
look, this is consensual between us two adults, and you
so
shouldn't.
what's the
butt
question?
in.
What's the question? Should I condemn them or should I
What
condone
would you
them?
do? That's a question.
What will I do to them?
Yeah, no. What would you say? Would you condemn them? Because you said let them do what they want. It is their choice.
Nature condemns them.
I would say I don't agree with it, but it's not my place to stop them doing it.
So you wouldn't even condemn them.
If it's like they've been doing that for hundreds of years, would I condemn them? To condemn? What do you mean condemn? Mean to say that's evil or something?
Condemning something. If you consider something to be evil or bad or unethical or immoral, you condemn it. That's common sense, isn't it? It shows you.
I would say it's
it
bad.
shows you acknowledge that thing is something evil or bad.
I would say it's bad.
Just bad, you wouldn't condemn it.
No, that's me condemning it. I would say it's bad.
So you would condemn it.
Yeah, I would, yeah.
Okay. What if they continue even with your condemnation? Would you then force them to stop what they're doing?
I can't force them.
What if they're harming the other societies? What if the children that are being born are handicapped? They're handicapped, the children.
Handicap.
So it depends. It depends on the situation.
I just gave you the situation.
No, but it depends if it's like another country, and you know what I mean. Like,
Society within this country. Let's say this country. There's a small hamlet somewhere where they practice incest. Would the law?
I would.
You know why they have a law against incest in this country? For the same reason. Because it's not. It doesn't just stop at condemnation.
I would want to stop
it goes to you. It goes for you as a society to stop that act, which is wrong physically.
I would want to stop that. Yeah.
You would want to stop it.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
You see what you have just done? Earlier you were saying that you would only consider it wrong. Now you have taken 2 steps forward. You have not only acknowledged that it is wrong and you'll condemn it, but you are even willing to say that you should stop it physically.
But that's because you said it's a small group of people in this society doing that.
You know, everything starts with small. Every ideology,
The problem
cult,
is the ideology
everything
that
that starts out there
problem is
starts
all your
small.
rules come from some divine revelation.
No, look,
Whereas I'm talking about let's have rules that we all collectively agree on. So
we
I would
will
want
never collectively agree. That's my point.
not true.
That is what subjectivity is all
we
about.
collectively agree on all kinds of stuff today. That's how
friend,
we're able to live
My
peacefully
friend, we
together.
cannot even agree simple, basic
We agree.
things. Well, we do, some don't.
You just said simple, basic things.
Do you really think everyone agrees with that?
Yes.
Why do they break the red light and go through it?
Most people.
Why do they do that?
They get put in jail.
Exactly my point. You know, if there was no law that they will not go to jail, and even if you have the traffic lights, they won't care about it. Because you see, you need.
I'm not sure about that.
No, you
People
need-
tend to be quite compliant. with a lot of
What I'm saying is that you need some sort of legislation which includes physical punishment. If someone breaks the law, you cannot just
then
say,
that legislation,
I condemn
we
this
figure
as
out
good or I condemn this as bad and stop there. No.
Yeah, but then that legislation we figure out collectively instead of having it divinely given to us.
You know, most of the legislations in this country, they come from religious books.
What's wrong with secular? What's wrong with secular?
Still do.
law?
Still do. Trust me, still do. Many of the laws in there are still coming from a religious background.
No, but the laws today, like environmental regulation, that's not coming from the Bible.
You know, laws like divorce, laws like inheritance, laws to property, even the law to vote for women did not come more than 100 years from today.
Yeah, but I'm not disagreeing with that, but that's not how we operate today. That's
But
the
you see,
point.
that's what I'm saying. This is something that you go by trial and error. What is better than that? Why can't you let the one who basically created you to legislate what is right and wrong?
All right, should
Instead
I
of you
follow
going,
the Muslims or the Buddhists?
why don't you study both and you don't make up your mind?
That's what people do.
Yeah. Have you studied Islam?
I like you said that. That's what people do. So what you just said is really key. I study both and I make up my mind based on which one appeals to me. In other words, there's no objective one. There's no
Hold on.
objective
When
way
you
of doing it.
say
It's
when you
whatever
say what appeals to me,
Yeah.
you should do that without any bias.
No one can do that.
Well, you should.
No one.
You should try your
everyone's
best.
Biased. Everyone's biased.
No, I agree. There's some bias somewhere,
biased, yeah.
but you know there are many people who basically completely oppose Islam, and then when they read it with the context of
I
the
don't-
Quran,
I don't-
they became a Muslim.
No.
So to me, they did not have a bias to become a Muslim. They came through the intellectual reasoning, and that is what I expect you to do.
That means nothing to me because there are people who went intellectually to Christianity, to atheism, to Buddhism, all kinds, right?
I didn't say they didn't.
You know, you-
but anyone who says that I'm going to just do as I please in this life, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't physically do that. It's not wrong.
And if you're sincerely looking for something as an ideology, you cannot bring your biases and your basically inconsistent.
People do. People
you
always
should
do.
try to be as sincere with yourself as possible.
You can try, but the point you made was key. Ultimately, you choose something that already speaks to what you feel on the inside. That's why people become Muslims, Christians, atheists, whatever, right? That's why not everyone becomes one thing, because people are different.
That's why I'm telling
Which
you,
is why
everyone
you
doesn't
need-
agree.
Which is why you need a society where we collectively agree on
We
compromise.
don't. That's what I'm
Yes.
telling you. We don't.
Sometimes we do.
We don't. Okay, I'll tell you what.
man,
When you say
come on.
collectively, I'll tell you what.
The only
In this
way you
country-
can have what you're having is if everyone follows the same rule book. We're all going to be Muslims. No discussion needed.
Islam doesn't say you should only be Muslim, even if you're a non-Muslim. In Muslim country, a non-Muslim can behave like a non-Muslim as long as he doesn't break the rules. And the rules are basically very similar to what rules you have in this country. Do not kill, do not murder. Yes, there might be no gambling, which might be valid or legal in this country. Yes, so you have certain things which harm the society. Like I told you earlier, Islam prohibits things which are bad for you as an individual and as a society.
Fine, man, but the original question, you can answer why we should all be, I guess, living in an Islamic rule-based society.
No, I'm saying you live according to what God has legislated.
And
The
I
reason.
said Buddha or Islam.
Yeah.
There's no God here, but they have some ideas. Should I follow Islam?
Yeah, but you see,
And
look
you
at
said
both.
pick which one.
Yeah, I told
that
you, look at
feel is
both.
right.
I did tell you that.
Right.
Yes, I agree.
So